Hey guys, and welcome back to your one room schoolhouse. If you are new here, my name is Mary Barfield and I'm a homeschooling mama to a first grader and a third grader. And today's video is going to be a thrift store haul that I have for you. My girls and I have a really great local thrift store near us, and we also have quite a few homeschooling families in the community. So we always, not always, I shouldn't say probably, but we often find a lot of great books there. Sometimes with any thrifting, outing that you have, it can be hit or miss, but for the most part, we always find a little bit. But this time, y'all, it was a really good haul. We got some readers for my third grader. We got some readers for my first grader. We also got some fall pumpkin style picture books that were perfect to use for this past week with Halloween. And then the fall one specifically, I'm hanging on to for next year because we've kind of already gone past the autumn equinox and all that. And then I also found some really great just readers for literature for the future for our school. And quite a few of these are actually on Blossom and Roots curriculum lists from levels 2 to, I think there's even some in here up to level 5. If you're not familiar with Blossom and Root, it is a Charlotte Mason inspired secular curriculum. It's PDF based, so if no matter where you live in the world, you can print it off easily. It's very economically priced, and it's one that we've used on and off throughout our homeschooling. So I'm very familiar with their book list, and I just saw so many of them at the thrift store, and I was like, these are all such good reads. So I snagged a bunch, and I'm here to share them all with you. So without further ado and further rambling from me, I'm gonna hop into what we got from the thrift store. Now, I'm gonna start, I think, with the just like the literature picks that are good read-alouds for my girls right now. So the first one I snagged was Frindle. I've heard, I feel like a ton of curriculums have this in their list, but I've heard this is a really good book. So I think the premise of this book is that the boy in this starts calling his pen a frindle, and then it starts catching on, and everybody's calling it a frindle, and then more hilarity ensues. But it kind of reminds me of Mean Girls when, trying to make fetch happen. I feel like frindle is the new fetch, but apparently this is a really good one. I'm excited to read this. The second book we found was The Phantom Toll Booth. This again is another one I feel like so many curriculums include because it is such a good read. And actually we are implementing Blossom and Root level 3 with my third grader over the next couple of weeks. And if it goes well, we'll continue on with it. And this is the second book scheduled in that curriculum. So we've already got it now if we decide to keep doing a Blossom and Root level 3 with her for this school year. So very excited about this one. The next one we got was Island of the Blue Dolphins. This is an award winner. Again, I've seen this on tons of curriculum lists. It is about a girl who they're on an island. It's and a bunch of her people leave. And then I think she's left behind, and she basically has to decide if she's going to follow them or stay on the island by herself. But it's pretty, I've heard it's gotten really good reviews. So I'm excited about this one. Next, we got Fortunately the Milk. This is another one that is on actually the Blossom and Root level 2 list. Kind of a nice find to catch it at the thrift store. It's got some pencil drawings, but I've heard this is a good one as well. Next, we found A Wrinkle in Time, which I feel like, again, it's another quintessential read you got to do. This is also on one of the Blossom Root lists. I think it's level 4 or 5 though. So we've got a little bit if we do decide to continue with Blossom and Root, if we're going to read it. I am going to hold off on reading this, but for 50 cents, I had to snag it in that moment, and it's a really good condition copy. It is a full chapter book. There are no pictures, hence why I think I'm going to hold off until the girls are a little older to read this one, or if we decide to continue with Blossom and Root Language Arts, we'll just read it when it's scheduled at that point. Next I got was Wish. This is one that has been making its round again in the homeschooling world. It's about a girl who's in 4th grade. She gets sent to live with her distant relatives, and she meets this dog, and I think she's kind of having a hard time of it, and it's just kind of her experience. Let me see if there's something else I'm missing. Yeah, it's just about family, what it means to be a family, getting through hard times and everything, but I've heard really good things about this one as well. Next, we have Esperanza Rising, and this one again is on quite a few curriculum lists. I think this is Blossom Root level 4 or 5, I cannot remember if you're following the Blossom Root schedule. But it's about a girl who lives on a ranch in Mexico. She's got a really nice life, beautiful home, beautiful clothes. Some tragedy strikes, and I think she moves to California with her mom, and it's kind of following that experience and what happens. But I've heard really good things about it. It's also an award winner. And then this one was a great find. We love American Girl doll books. So if we find one that we don't have on our shelf, we snag it. So we found Meet Marie Grace. This is the first in her series. And so we're going to try and collect these. We actually are doing currently the Little School of Smith's American Girl Histories units this year for our history. It's a gentle introduction to U.S. history. And this is one of the units that we will be doing at some point. So I was very excited to find this for 50 cents. So the way our thrift store does it, I probably should have explained, is they charge you 50 cents for soft cover books, and then for hardcover books it's $1, and everything I'm showing you was $14. Like, that's pretty wild. So let's get into some of the readers for my first grader we're going to start with, and she picked out all of these on her own. So we have Marley and the Runaway Pumpkin, so super cute book about fall. She read this to me right as soon as we got it on Friday, so because that was Halloween, so she wanted to read a book about a pumpkin for Halloween. She also got the I Can Read the Fall Festival. She also got Going to the Sea Park. So those were the 3 that she picked up. These are beginner first readers, so they were pretty easy for her, but she just loves this series. I can't remember who this guy is, but he's in a bunch of them, but she loves that series with him. The next couple of readers are for my oldest daughter. So she is very into the Owl Diaries series. They've got quite a few. This is book number 14. She has the first 6 on her Kindle because it came in a pack. The first 5 or 6, I can't remember. But now if we find any at the thrift store beyond that, we scoop them up so she can have the whole series. But it's written in a diary format. There's it's almost like a comic book the way it's written, but in a diary form. So she's loving that. The next couple of books we got are a full series that someone dropped off, and they are in like prime condition, like brand new. There's 4 of them, and it's the Fancy Nancy books. So my girls love Fancy Nancy, if you're familiar with it. It's normally in picture book style. I didn't realize they now have chapter books for young girls. So it's kind of like as they grow up out of the picture books, this is like a really good next option. So we got book 1, which is the Super Sleuth. Book 2, which is Secret Admirer. Book 3 is Seize the Future. And book 4 is Secret of the Silver Key. These are really nice quality books. I think they do have some illustrations in there, if I remember. Yes. So like there are some illustrations, but otherwise the writing kind of looks like this. So this is perfect for my daughter's reading level. So she'll be excited to get into those. And last for my oldest daughter, which honestly, this is too easy for my oldest daughter, but I've heard wonderful things about the Mercy Watson series. So I found this is book 4. I'm going to try and find the rest of the series. I think this would be just a cute read aloud to do with both my girls. It'll be super quick and easy. And then my youngest daughter, if you look at the wording, she should be pretty close to being able to read this on her own as well. So we can kind of do it as a read aloud first and then throw it to my youngest daughter to read on her own. Next, I have a bunch of fall or pumpkin themed picture books. Again, all of these were 50 cents and it was such a steal. So first we got The Legend of Spookly, the Square Pumpkin, which this was actually perfect because we had just gone to a pumpkin patch recently and did the whole pumpkin thing, the hayride. It was, the quintessential fall amazingness, corn maze, etc. And in their gift shop, they have all of these books there. They had Spookly, the stuffed animal. They had it all. And the girls were like, please, mommy, please. And I was like, oh, it's $8.99 for this book. And it is a cute book, don't get me wrong. But for $8.99, it's kind of tough pill to swallow for me because I'm so like rigid about our budget for homeschooling and stuff like that. I was like, no, girls, let's pass on that. And then literally a few days later, we go to the thrift store and we find it for 50 cents. It was meant to be, y'all. So I scooped this one up and we read it and the girls love the story. It's super cute. And then they found on Prime, I think, Amazon Prime, they have a spookily, it's either a short video or a short movie or it was a series, I can't remember, but they have it on there. So if your kid's into Spookly, the Square Pumpkin, go find it. It's a cute follow-up to that. Also got this reader. My youngest also read this for us. It's Pumpkin Day. This was a cute one. Super easy read for a first grader, so that was nice for her to feel included. We got Pumpkin Hill. This was a fun one too. It actually kind of helped explain how vegetables drop their seeds naturally and then regrow the next year, like the process of reseeding themselves. So this was not just a fun little fall read, it was funny, but it was also educational from a nature and botany perspective. So this was kind of a nice one. Next, we had The Big Pumpkin, which is one of those stories that like builds on itself, and like the wording, you add another character to the wording. I don't know how to explain it. There is a word for it. I can't think of it right now, but like they're trying to move the big pumpkin. The witch tries, then the ghost tries, and then the, you know, Dracula tries, and etc., etc. They do eventually get the pumpkin out, but I'm not going to spoil how. You have to get it to find out. And the next one we got was My Monster Mama Loves Me. My youngest picked this one out. She thought it was so cute, and it was basically about how it's sweet. Like, it's like how their mommy loves them by, you know, letting them, you know, she gives me lizard juice. It's like things that we would find gross, but it's obviously things that are nurturing to a monster, but it's like really cute illustrations and everything. And it was just a fun read. The next one I got, because we're going to actually read this at Thanksgiving, it's Albert's Thanksgiving. It's just this cute little piggy named Albert, and about what his, you know, Thanksgiving is all about, the hijinks that ensue for him that day. And then this one is really sweet. This one is called Countdown to Fall, and the illustrations inside and the way the story is written, it kind of reminds me of Jan Brett, which is one of my favorite authors as a child. The illustrations are absolutely beautiful in here. It's very nature themed, so this would be perfect. And I said that to the girls. I was like, oh, we kind of missed this one. This would have been good to read for fall this year. And they're like, let's get it for next year. And I was like, okay, I can't pass it up. It reminds me too much of Jan Brett to leave it on the shelf. So really beautifully written. It's an award winner, so this was a really nice snag. But again, all these picture books my girls found and brought to me. They were like, Mommy, can we get all these? I was like, you guys are getting really good at thrifting books. I'm just saying. So it was a really good haul. All of that for $14. Honestly, I would have spent $14 on just purchasing this entire Fancy Nancy series. So I feel like I basically purchased this and got the rest for free. So that's a win for me. So that's it, guys. I feel like that was a pretty good haul. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down in the comments. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.